Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft, here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Jack. Good morning.
Good morning.
I tried to tell you Jake Paul would beat Tyron Woodley, and he beat him convincingly.
No, stop it.
That young man can box.
It wasn't no convincing.
He can box.
You better stop.
I'm starting. Here we go.
Come on, so convinced.
That's true. Okay, I promise we'll have more there. But, guys, we need to begin by the latest in what is happening in New England. The Patriots closed out their preseason by starting Cam Newton at QB against the Giants. The former MVP went 2 for 5 with a pick before giving way to Mac Jones, who went 10 for 14 with a touchdown. Despite that drastic difference, Bill Belichick still told reporters, quote, "We still have a lot of decisions to make." New England opens the season by hosting Miami on September 12th. Guys, we are getting close. So, Shannon, who starts Week 1?
Cam said at the beginning of said it before when they drafted the kid, said it coming out of mini camp.
Although you did say the kid was the readiest to play of all the rookies. Okay.
I still believe that.
All right.
But I still believe Cam Newton's going to start. Skip, if you think about when you look at it, Cam has thrown 21 passes, Mac Jones has thrown 52 passes.
Whew.
I believe Coach Belichick understands and knows what he has in Cam Newton. So he's like, you know what, Cam, I don't need to see you throw that much, but I do need to get the kid ready just in case something happens to you or you falter along the way. What else haven't they done with Cam, Skip? No runs. Cam hadn't run the football. I don't even believe Cam has even scrambled. You know that's going to be a big part of what they do in the run game, a la what the Baltimore Ravens do with Lamar Jackson. They run the football. Sorry about that, J.K. Dobbins. But they run the football with their running back, Skip. But the added dimension is Lamar Jackson. That's what Cam. Remember opening day last year, Cam had like 75 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns.
I mean, he can't run like Lamar runs.
No.
But he is a sledgehammer.
Yes. But he can still get you those 5, 6, 7-yard runs. He ain't going to go like 30,
How
40.
many games can he get you those many runs?
That's the thing.
Okay.
The question is, Skip, is that the leash that Cam had last year, because Coach Belichick knew that he did not have an adequate replacement for Cam Newton. So he was willing to let Cam, go pretty far. I don't believe Cam is going to be allowed to go as far this year as he did last year. Mac Jones is coming, and I believe Mac Jones is going to push Cam and eventually probably take this job over. But he's going to push him throughout the entirety of the year, Skip. Cam cannot rest. In Carolina, Cam knew he was the unquestioned number 1. He came here last year, last second. They signed him, like late June? So no preseason games. But the kid looks good. Mac Jones looked really, I was really impressed. He speed reads. He got sacked a bunch, and I think that's something that's going to be concerning.
4 times he went down.
Only went down once in the previous 2 games.
Yep.
But, Skip, I still believe Cam starts. I believe Cam starts. And, Skip, looking at their schedule, Dolphins at home, at Jets, Saints at home, Patriots at home, at Texans, Cowboys, Jets at home. I'm looking at that record. I'm looking at over the first 7 games. I'm thinking 5-2. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah. So I'm going to say...
Well, if that's correct, then Mac Jones is holding the clipboard all year long?
No. Ain't no all year long. 5-2, that's the start of the season. You know, they still got 10 games to go.
So do you think they'll start to crumble after 5-2?
I just wrote down their first 7 games to show that, I mean, when you look at that, Skip, that's
You didn't mention any Buffaloes in those first.
No, they're not there. They're coming.
All right.
But you get the Jets. You get the Jets twice. The Texans not very much. I mean, obviously the Saints. We'll see how good they're going to be without Drew Brees. You get Patriots in the big return. That's the big game. But they could easily skip in their first 7 games, be 5-2. That's very realistic. It's not like I'm stretching like, man, I'm looking at they could be 5-2 because I know 2 wins for sure they got on the schedule. That one on week 6. Yeah, that one week 6. That's a show enough dub.
Really?
Yep.
My Dallas Cowboys?
Oh, I didn't know you had scheduled over there too.
I'll give you that one. I think I gave that as a big L for my Cowboys along with Tampa Bay, but we'll talk about that in just a minute.
Oh, Tampa gonna lose too.
Yeah. Okay. Back to Mac versus Cam. It has become the showcase competition of all of the preseason. And I will say this, just eye testing. I've watched every snap Cam's played and every snap the kid has played. And it's, as you said, 52 passes to 21 passes.
Right.
And it's a whole lot of snaps. I think I have them here somewhere. But again, Mac played 75 snaps to Cam's, what was it, 23 snaps?
Yeah.
So you could see where this was heading. But bottom line, Cam started the games that he was there to start.
Right.
Okay, so he was given the respect. Remember what he
demanded loyalty.
Loyalty, I deserve it. Loyalty, I deserve it.
Right.
Well, he got his loyalty,
Right.
so he got paid the respect of a starter. And it was significant to me that he started this game last, we'll call it was 3 o'clock here, but it's 6 o'clock there. I'll call it evening, last evening. So the point is, to my eye test, watching these two go at it back and forth and back and forth, it felt like the kid played a little better than a Cam who played very well. But the kid seemed to play a little better.
Right.
It's hard to balance it all out because the kid played more against backups than Cam played against backups, especially last evening.
Well, Cam got the starters for 2 series, and then Mac got the backups until the third quarter.
Okay, but once Mac hit the third quarter, all of a sudden, it seemed like his velocity is improving by the throw. Because remember the first night that he played, that Thursday night, and he looked like, to me, Dak Prescott with a torn shoulder muscle, right? He was throwing puffballs. And then last night, if we could see these first throws right out of the box in the third quarter, this is still Christian Wilkerson. This ball's got a little mustard on it.
Yeah.
That looked like a big NFL throw.
Yeah, it did. It did.
All right. And then we turn right around in that same series, and here's a touchdown pass that also seemed to have some conviction behind it, right?
Yes.
Right up the seam. I like that. And he sat and he threw, and he looked like he was in charge. That's what he looked like.
Right.
And then there was another throw in the next series, a little deeper throw to that I see the tight end that they drafted in the second round last year. And he was under duress, and he back-shouldered to a tight end. Aha!
You remember that throw in the Super Bowl?
I do.
That's the welcome place. Yeah.
That is that is it. Yeah. Okay. So again, I'm seeing growth.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a competition that comes down to, okay, we're back to the question we asked on Friday. If one started hypothetically and the other started hypothetically, how many games would each win? Well, that's Belichick's question that he's probably debating in his head as we speak. And I told you I could see Mac winning 10 games to Cam's 9 games. So the question I always have is, I hear everybody say, oh, Cam's going to be on a short leash. Well, what do you mean by short leash? Then it's a negative proposition going in, because is Belichick thinking negatively? I don't think he is, because he's thinking, well, if Cam struggles, I got the kid ready, because I've got him 75 snaps in the preseason, so I got him as ready as I can get him for the inevitable. He will be inserted in game 5 or 6 or 7 or whenever it is.
Well, Skip, it's just like any backup. You want your backup prepared to play just in case something happens. I don't think Coach Belichick...
That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the future starter, not the backup.
Yes.
I mean, he's obviously now going to be the backup if, in fact, Cam starts, as you say. And I would lean toward that just by what he indicated yesterday, that Cam did start the game.
Right.
That would indicate he would start game 1 at home against the Dolphins, right? Okay, so my point is, why would you think negatively? If you think that ultimately Mac Jones will be better, he'll help your football team for 17 games, why wouldn't you start him in game 1? That's my question that is unanswerable under your scenario.
I believe it's easy. I believe it's easier to start Cam and go to Mac as opposed to starting Mac going to Cam.
Okay, well, that's impossible, because then you might ruin that kid.
Right.
Although Belichick doesn't care about ruining anybody. He just does what he does.
And that's why I believe, Skip, they'll start with Cam. Knowing, Skip, there's a situation, does he get COVID again? I mean, there's a lot of different variables here. And Cam, Cam, with the exception of that 2015, since then, there have been games where Cam looked, wow, okay, I see why he won the MVP. And then other games, you're like, Cam, what the hell are you doing? And Coach Belichick is not going to tolerate that this year, Skip, because he didn't have a choice last year but to stomach it, because he had Stidds and he had Brian Hoyer. You and I both know weren't going to win him any game. So he's just like, Cam's our best guy. Cam's our best guy. I don't believe we'll keep constantly hear him saying that Cam's our best guy, Cam's our best guy, after loss, after loss, after turnover, after turnover. I don't believe that's going to happen. So that's why I'm saying I still believe Cam starts the season. But what we saw last year, Skip, when Cam, against the Broncos, when Cam couldn't move the ball, that's not going to happen. You might have 1 or 2 games like that. The kid's in the bullpen warming up. He's coming in.
Okay.
And when he comes in, he's going to be there to stay.
That's it. Okay. Game over for Cam
Yeah.
Newton.
Oh, yeah. Once the kid comes in, Skip, you're not taking him out
Okay.
unless he's injured.
So I'm going to remind you, despite a couple of spectacular